Welcome to another very special...
You don't do that on the Sclusies. We let our hair down.
Right.
This is time to chill.
I'm
What's
smoking
up?
weed.
The chairs are backwards, and we're facing forwards in them. You know, who decided which way a chair should go, really, if you think about it, at the end of the day?
That's very interesting.
Probably like John Chair, the guy who invented chairs.
Yeah, the chair's namesake.
The chair dynasty.
Who actually invented the chair? Like, there must have been a culture that like pioneered.
I used to
really
think it was
perfected the
etymology that we were doing, but it's actually just very, very bad observational stand-up comedy.
Right. So what's the deal with the chair?
So who did it? Imagine you just going about your business and then you're like, I got an idea. I'm going to invent the freaking chair.
Hey, what's my name? It's fucking John Chair.
Chairs are also, we're just assuming that it's some like Anglo person who invented it because we're such pieces of shit.
Yeah.
But it was actually invented by Lena Dunham. So let's
wow, you learn something every day.
Chairs are from ancient Egypt. So
man, the Egyptians
come up
really
with the pyramid.
did it
You come
all.
up with the chair at the same time. It's a
what
whole
was your favorite
line?
What was your favorite like ancient culture growing up? Because you learn about them in school, and there must have been one that grabbed your imagination.
I hated that kind of stuff.
Really?
Even, I think probably because growing up going to church too, they're always trying to make you get excited about ancient civilizations, and it's so boring and
but
so
only
many
Christian
sandals.
Ones then, right?
Yeah, but still, it's just like you're watching the same video about like Joseph's coat or whatever, and you're just like, this is so fucking boring. Until they get to all the like social justice warrior stuff, and you're like, all right, Jesus is pretty cool. But other than that, everything else sucks and is boring. Although, I will say...
Wait, are they just making you watch Joseph's Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat over and over again? Like, how many videos about Joseph's
everything
coat
is
are
like
there?
that. No, I'm saying the backdrops are all the same. Little white clay houses and sand. And, like, it's all the same. They do not make it look cool. But I will say... what was that movie called Prince of Egypt? Did you ever see that?
No.
You probably didn't go to that. You probably didn't have a church friend invite you to see the 1998 animated DreamWorks film Prince of Egypt.
It didn't happen, yeah.
Which I feel like is one of the...
I've never been saved.
It's probably one of the first times when major studios were like, oh, if we just sort of adjust this slightly, we can make so much cash from all these sucker youth pastors bringing people to shit. Because that's what they did. But Prince of Egypt I remember liking. I remember thinking it was cool. It was kind of exciting. And I remember going with a group from, I guess, youth group, because I would have been 13. And then we went bowling after. And then there was this guy that was in the youth group who, like, I found so fucking annoying, and I hated him. He was, like, being such a prick to me. I can't remember why, but I think he was just, like, kind of, like, being alpha, and I was very beta. He was, like, making fun of me in front of everyone and sort of debasing me. And I was, like, all mad about it. And then, like, a couple weeks later, he died in a car crash, and I felt so weird and guilty. Like, still to this day, I feel guilty that he died in a car crash.
You killed this guy.
I think I did. I think it was the blink-182 bump before it existed. So anyway.
Jesus Christ.
So John Chair, and that man's name was John Chair.
Do you ever wonder what your life will be kind of reduced to, though?
What's that?
Look, that's it. I mean, like John Chair's life is reduced to the creation of the chair. Maybe John Chair had other things like a podcast that he was really proud of.
Right. Or he just wanted to sing, but no one took him seriously.
Right. Yeah. Do you ever like worry that
once you start singing and there's chairs around, people just start taking them away one by one. Like. Now we're cooking.
This is a real, like, I'm like, have you also been drinking? Like, what? What is happening with the pod?
I think I got the virus, to be honest with you.
Is that? That's going to be interesting. You know, our pledge to sort of pod through everything is like, what happens when one of us is like on
because we're going
ventilator?
to, right? Mathematically, we're definitely going to get the virus. I think.
I mean, if we think that, like, what is it, between 20 and 80%.
That seems like that's 100. 20 and 80.
At that point, yeah. So if only 20% of us gets the Rona, that's That's going to be one of us. Still, 20% of two of us is one of us.
Is that right?
I think. Is there a mathematician of the pod?
I don't know, but like I meant to say this on the main app, but like the problem is I keep thinking I have it because the symptoms are so similar to entering your mid-30s and being on the computer all day. It's like the same thing.
Right.
Like you might have this deadly disease if you're tired all the time and like you're achy.
What's that?
If you feel sense of ennui, then yeah.
What's that like? There's a very good tweet about this where it's like me describing all of the symptoms of depression and dehydration. It's called irony poisoning, and I get it from the computer.
Yeah, exactly. That's coronavirus, I think.
Coronavirus is literally just online.
I mean, I don't know if you know this, but I'm saving this Sclusie for next week, so we should probably stop talking about it just in case.
Yeah, that's
Who
true.
knows what's going on?
Like us being kind of like, concerned, troubled, but ultimately flippant could prove to be.
This is like when I cut that guy's brakes because he was mean to me. And Prince of Egypt.
That got out of hand, yeah.
It's too much. I thought I was doing a bit. And it went too far. So anyways.
So sorry, are you admitting to this crime in front of the paywall?
No. Honestly, truthfully, dead serious, and this is how quickly I can switch between irony and sincerity. It really did fuck me up a lot. It was like really weird. But I don't know why. Like, I guess maybe because I was tempted to be happy that it happened, but even just the thought of being happy about it made me feel even worse.
I think there's a very... like reasonable, conflicted human reaction to either a terrible person dying or someone just who personally wronged you dying or having something terrible happen to them that is far beyond my feeble insights to break apart. But I think that like having a very complicated and ultimately distressing reaction to that kind of news like makes a lot of sense.
Right. And so on that note, we're here to talk about blink-182 type beat.
Which I've got an update when you're ready from.
Let's save it for behind the paywall. But we have.
I thought we were behind the paywall now.
No, we're not yet. We're gonna talk about Blink-182 type beat. That's what this episode is about. Blink-182 type beat. Please do not conjugate or pluralize any of those words differently. This episode is about Blink-182 type beat.
Okay,
so
great.
get behind the paywall for Blink-182 type beat right now.